Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and it's Sunday, so I'm here with my scrappy friends and we are having Scraplift Crafternoon, where this week Christine picked this layout by Wendy, whose information will be below, for us to scraplift. And I am in love with this. There are so many embellishments, I decided I would pick the one thing or collection that has the most embellishments, and I just decided to go with all three of my Obed Marshall collections and just use whatever I could find and work with. So I have these three pictures of me and my friends at a end of the year party. And here are my embellishments. Y'all, seriously, I have way too much of this. I've got to get it used. So this is the perfect layout for that. I've got puffies, I've got chipboard, I've got the embellishments, I've got the little itty puffies, I've got the enamel dots, all the stuff. So I'm going to bring in a little bit of mixed media. I have the white paper just in case I can't find something that's going to work for me in the book, in my packs, but I'm hoping I can. So I've got my papers, my embellishments, my pictures, mixed media, and this really fun layout. So let's see how this goes. Okay, I picked one different pattern paper from each of the three collections. Y'all, I like Obed Marshall a whole lot. And I've probably said this a million times. Anytime I use his stuff, I probably say this. I worked for a Spanish immersion school, and Obed Marshall has a lot of Spanish words and things in his collection. So I bought all of it because I have memories, lots of things to document from my time there. I was 6 years I spent there, and lots of fun pictures with my friends and students and things. So I bought it all, but then I quit like working with pastels as much, and so I have to pull this out and start using it. So I'm so thrilled to have had all these times lately with my friends from my previous school, and so even if they're not Spanish, I'm still using them because they're going to be in this book, with my other pictures. So I have taped this paper on top of this ombre yellow and orange paper, and I taped it down the middle and like in the corner so it wouldn't completely tear apart. I did do one extra tear on either side, and then I taped it down better to where all the little bits and pieces are taped down. And then I pull out my Lemon Zest Delusions Shimmer Spray by Diane Reevely, and I just mush that around in different places. After I get a pretty good coverage on that, I use the Pure Sunshine, which is also by Diane Reevely, to add a little orange, since I've got the orange on one side and the yellow on the other. Now, my plan for this layout is to just use up the stuff because there are embellishments galore on her layout, and I am all for it. So I get out my first packet. This is Buenos Dias, and just go through everything. And I pull out anything that may work, icons, words that I like, all the things. Anything circular, because it's kind of, not that she did a bunch of circular, although she does have all those smiley faces. And then, of course, I have my three pictures, which I cut in 3-inch circles. I almost said squares, y'all. And then on the border is 3.5 inches. But some of those pictures are cut off in little places, but I'm going to get that covered up so you can't really see that in the final layout. And then I just got any embellishment or icon that was going to work for me. My bestie's just going to have to be okay with the fact that there's going to be lots of pink on here because there's lots of pastel in all three of these collections, darker pinks, lighter pinks. It's just going to be okay. I try not to put too many pink around her, but it is what it is. So originally I started just tucking things in, but magically in about 2 seconds, it's just all going to disappear. And it's all over there on the right. And I'm just going to start at the bottom and work my way up. I have a star that was already cut off, so I'm going to put that at the bottom. And of course, I had things in this neat place and I kind of liked it. And then of course, barely anything but that star and little yellow tag at the bottom. It's about the only things that stay in the same place. The pictures stay in the same general idea, but everything else I just tuck in here, there, and the other, wherever things are going to work. I try not to do too much of one color in one place, and I tried not to leave any little gaps or holes in the embellishments. So I am just starting off at the bottom, go up a little bit, tuck a picture, do some more embellishing, tuck a picture, you know, and so on and so forth. So I'm not gonna make you watch me do all that because it did take me a little while. Everything completely took me about an hour and 15 minutes, but I was watching something on my iPad, and so that's part of it. And also part of that was just going through the embellishments, which took me a while since I have a few embellishments with these collections. The goal is I would like to narrow it down now. I'm hoping after this layout I can, to 2 containers, and I will just put one of the collections with the other, or split collections up, because the paper is really the majority of what's in the boxes. That way when I get my next collection in, whatever it might be, I'll have a place to put them. So I literally just like fill in, and I tuck tags in. I put things on here that say like happy, celebrate, let's get together, sweet, instant, no. Let's see. There's a couple other words on here that are in Spanish that mean happy, hello. I think that one of them says my favorite memory, or I looked all of them up at one point and wrote it on the back of the embellishment so that I could remember, so that I don't put something on here that says something like, you know, about the love of my life and it's my friends, or, you know, I don't want it to not fit what is I'm working with. So, and there was one that I really wanted to use that said being together is my favorite place. It says it in Spanish, but it didn't work on here because it was huge. And I don't know if you'll see it on this out here or not. I also wanted to put this hello on here, but it was going to cut off or stick out too far to the right or left. So I decided, since I have the little, it's not on there yet, but you can see it over to the right. There's a little acrylic heart that says hola, which is hello in Spanish. And so I just wanted to make sure that all the words were appropriate for the layout. They're all appropriate, but you know what I mean. None of them are potty words or anything. So I just tuck things in here, there, and the other. I got a lot of circular things that, like the camera, the globe, which of course is fitting. The phone is fitting, and there's like a little text emoji up at the top left of the clusters, and that is because my bestie in that top picture texted me at like 7:15 and said, hey, if you're bored, come to Amanda's. And it's 7:15. I was at my scrappy desk. And I had to think about it because I am reclusive sometimes. And when I'm in the mood to be doing scrappy things, I don't want to leave. But I love the people that are there, and I miss my friends. So I said, okay. So I went over there, had a fantastic time. And so I'm thrilled that I'm super glad that I went. So I finished my layout up with some enamel accents by Ranger, because she's got all those cute little hearts. So I just put little dots. I wasn't going to attempt to make a heart because I would have totally messed this whole thing up. So I love the way this turned out. I'm going to show you the close-ups of my layout. I hope that you will go and check out not only Wendy on her Instagram, which will be linked below in our description boxes, but also the lovely ladies that I hop with every week. I am super excited to see what they do with this super clustery, awesome, fun, eye candy layout. And I hope that you'll come back and see me again. There is a playlist below of all the people who are hopping with this group. And then, of course, like I said, I hope you'll come back and see me again very soon. I love when you all come hang out with me while I'm crafting. Have a great day. I hope you get a chance to do something you love with someone you love. And happy scrapping.